here's a look at the field for our first contest. The 3-year-old fillies on the pace here. An excellent field assembled for this. We'll take a look back at the history of this particular division. And when you look at it in recent history anyway, driver Yannick Gingras has really owned the division, winning the last 2 times, but John Campbell winning as driver ever. Peaky Sneaky, though, set that stakes record last year.
Yeah, Peaky Sneaky setting the stakes record at Harrah's Hoosier Park. The record purse back in 2003 right here at the Meadowlands Racetrack was $720,000. And how about some of the owners and trainers on the list, Greg? Some names that we recognize for sure.
Absolutely, and on the breeding side, several of the most prominent breeding operations in the sport's history, all with 2 winners each, including Blue Chip, Hanover, Peretti, and White Birch Farms. So, can Yannick Gingras make it the natural hat trick in the 3-year-old filly pace division?
From the inside out, Notorious Pink, Marcella Hanover, Think of Galaxies, She's a Freak Like Me, Grace Hill, Mackie Hanover, Blue Diamond Eyes, Test of Faith, Firestart Hanover, and Scarlet Hanover on the outside. A field of 10. Breeders' Crown final, 3-year-old filly pacers for $600,000, and here they come. They're off and pacing, and it's Grace Hill going right out for the early lead. Blue Diamond Eyes up on the outside. Notorious Pink gets away at the pylons. Taking a seat into the turn, Marcella Hanover is there 4th as they race around the turn. Firestart Hanover up on the outside. Now 2nd and going right on to the top. Grace Hill is there 2nd. Notorious Pink racing 3rd. Racing 4th, Marcella Hanover 5th at the pylons. That's Blue Diamond Eyes as they race down the backside. Racing 6th on the outside, Test of Faith. Think of Galaxy is 8th, opening quarter, 27 flat. Down the backside, going to the halfway station. She's a Freak Like Me on the inside, and trailing the field, it's Mackie Hanover. Going to the halfway point, showing the way, Dexter Dunn, and Firestart Hanover has the margin by a length and a quarter. Right there, 2nd is Grace Hill as the race by the halfway point, and 55-4, 28-4, 2nd panel into the final turn. On top of the field, it's Firestart Hanover by a length and a quarter. Moving up on the outside, here comes Yannick Gingras, and Blue Diamond Eyes now 2nd. Grace Hill racing 3rd, 4th on the outside. Test of Faith now with the cover around the final turn, going to the 3-quarter mark. Scarlet Hanover 3 back on the outside flow. 1:23-2, 27-3 backside. Less than an 1/8 of a mile to go. On top of the field, Firestart Hanover. Test of Faith closing in with every stride on the outside. Battle to the wire. It's Firestart Hanover. Test of Faith. Blue Diamond Eyes. Scarlet Hanover comes late, but it's all Test of Faith. Scarlet Hanover is here 2nd. Photo for show, 1:49 4/5.
1:49 and 4/5 of a stake, 2nd off of the stakes record for Test of Faith. Despite being parked pretty much the entire way, she had cover to follow, and that's all that a filly of this caliber needs. She was swelling up in the helmet, and you knew what kind of response you would get in the home stretch. So another big win on her resume, Mike, and her 3-year-old legend is growing.
Yeah, you're not kidding. Now 13 for 15 with this victory. Over 600,000 600,000 was the purse, so it'll take her to $1 million this season. And we talked about Sharton being the first mare to make $1 million a couple of years ago. Test of Faith in her own right now, over $1 million this season. That is just so impressive. And in my mind, she's wrapping up the Horse of the Year voting right now.
She's definitely going to be in the conversation and right up in the top of most people's voting this year. Test of Faith getting it done, 49-4. Let's talk about the time, because I think it's worthy of mentioning. considering the weather that we saw here last night, all the way overnight and into today, that's a very good time. I don't think the track's going to be exactly lightning fast today. So, I think had the track been not the victim of all that heavy rain yesterday, we might have seen a new stakes record.
Yeah, without a doubt. And the track crew here at the Meadowlands did a fantastic job. I actually got a chance to walk out on the racetrack when I caught the van to come over, and it wasn't real soupy, kind of like it was last night. Even at the start of the night where things, it was kind of drizzling a little bit, and so I think we're going to see some fast times. But 8-10, 9-7 across the line. How about Scarlet Hanover and Firestart Hanover, the two horses coming in from up north of the border, running second and third here?
Absolutely. The outside post positions, all four outside post positions hit the top four, led by Test of Faith. But Scarlet Hanover, yes, I think the connections would be ecstatic with that result from a post 10 start. Overlooked totally here at 18-1. She's an excellent second. Firestart Hanover did kind of all the heavy lifting up front, and I thought it hung in well. I'm not sure how well the front end will play here today. I think the track's going to be just that little bit tiring, perhaps, but we'll see. We'll monitor that. Nonetheless, I think a really good effort for her. And Blue Diamond Eyes, you have to tip your cap to her, because just the victim of a really tough trip circumstance this afternoon.
Without a doubt. And one horse I'm kind of surprised, Greg, that didn't hit the board is the 5 Grace Hill. Saved ground the entire way around and looked like she was getting a pretty good trip, and is obviously not on the ticket. So, tough trip there for Grace Hill, but Nifty Norman finishing second with Firestart Hanover after winning the Breeders' Crown with her in the 2-year-old division last year, as we watch Test of Faith come back to the winner's circle. And what a nice, regal-looking filly she is.
She's now 13 for 15 this season, and dominant against a very deep, talented division. We talked about that before. You've got Scarlet Hanover, who with her second place finished this year well over $500,000 in seasonal earnings. Blue Diamond Eyes, more than $500,000 on her card, and Firestart Hanover, the same case scenario. So she's dominating an excellent group this year, and that's a testament to the kind of filly we're looking at. So with that 13 for 15 record and a Breeders' Crown title now on her resume, you're right. I think certainly a strong candidate for overall year-end honors. There's a look at the Happy Winner's Circle. Brett Pelling picks up his second Breeders' Crown trophy in this division. Again, won back in 1996 with the top pacing filly, Mystical Maddie. And for Dave Miller, yes, it's Miller time again this afternoon, a third Breeders' Crown trophy in this particular category. And he continues year after year to build that Breeders' Crown trophy case up, and he's one of the best ever in the series. Yeah,
you're not kidding. A couple of years ago at Woodbine at Woodbine, it was the final Breeders' Crown at Woodbine. I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, 5 Breeders' Crown victories that night?
He won 5 on the driving side, and Jimmy Tactor won 6 on the breeding side.
Amazing. The year Always Be Mickey was the talk of the town as a 3-year-old that year, before he went on to, of course, set that 146 world record the following year.
I remember it well. I had the duties of interviewing the winner's circle, the people that were there presenting, and all of the winners that night. And I can tell you it was every bit as bad as last evening was here, maybe even worse. So it really sticks out in the memory bank, but in a good way. That was an historic night in the history of the series, and no other trainer had dominated a Breeders' Crown program like that. It was the night they had all 12 in one program, so it was a bit of a different format that year, and Dave Miller piloting 5 of the winners on the program on the driver's side.
Interesting enough here as well, Test of Faith with the victory in the Breeders' Crown. We just saw the sign in the winner's circle. They have been invited to the TVG final right here at the Meadowlands coming up in November. So congratulations to the connections there. It'll be nice to see if Test of Faith will continue her reign right up through November in the TVG final.
Not easy today with a tough trip.
Well, we have faith in her. I mean, so she's pretty well named. I mean, she's as honest as any horse she'll ever be around, and she recovers well, and she's a little bit stoic. She doesn't really tell us, if she's like super sharp, but she's always sharp. So You know, she got a beautiful nature about her, and just a real sweetheart.
And no Breeders' Crown at the age of 2, of course. How special is it to get this big win near the end of the season at 3?
Oh, for sure. I mean, we, you know, she was a New York sire filly last year, so we figured that we'd go through that circuit, and by the time we got to the Crown, it'd be super late. And, you know, it seemed like it was a big ask, but we kept eligible for this year, and it's just awesome. It's awesome that she got this, and really happy for the owners.
Now, I know I'm getting way ahead of myself, but the 3-year-old Breeders' Crown champion, they get an invite to the TVG near the end of the season. Eddie Schott, you'll take a look at that.
Well, yeah, you know, we're going to race in the Matron, and I think that's probably a couple of weeks after that. So we'll see how it is. I mean, like I say, she recovers so well. It's not out of the question.
And you got a couple of Horse of the Year candidates in your barn. Obviously, this field being one of them. How about Allywag Hanover a bit later on today? How's he come again?
Oh, mate, both of them. I mean, to come to the barn every day and you're around those 2 horses, I mean, they're, you know, they're winners. And, you know, and they're flashy, they're beautiful gaited, and, you know, they cover the ground so good. They make my job, you know, it's a real blessing to be around them. And, you know, for her and Allywag to be kind of fighting it out, it's a bit strange actually, but you know, I think they deserve in their categories, and whatever happens with the voters with Horse of the Year, it'll be a tough call.
Well, congratulations. We're all looking forward to seeing Test of Faith at her next start, and we'll look forward to seeing Allywag Hanover a bit later this afternoon.
All right, everybody, we are in the Diamond Creek Winners Lounge. Test of Faith. Just incredible performance from her. Now, this is Bob Brady from Kentuckiana Farms. So tell me, who are the owners with you?
Kentuckiana from Melvin Segal and Eddie Gran.
All right. Now, we're going to tell you guys a little backstory. We get Melvin on camera. He's a little bit shot. Do we know Melvin was the one that picked the filly out?
Yes, Melvin purchased her and come in later. It's great. We've been friends for 40 years. It's a deal.
Well, that was very nice of him to do that. Melvin, can I get Melvin in here? Please.
Melvin, come on.
We're trying. Anyway, so here's Melvin. All right, so Melvin Segal, he picked the filly out. What did you love about her?
Well, I had the dam, and I had her, and then we had 2 foals out of her, and they were both exceptional foals, and just liked the way she looked, the way she went, confirmation. And then I called Bob to look at her, and he loved her. And then we bought her.
Yeah, what's not to love, right? Are there words to put in, like how incredible it is to like have her and win a Breeders' Crown today?
This is one of a lifetime. I mean, this is just exceptional for us. It is as good as it gets for us. But Bob and I have been friends for over 40 years. And we were always hoping to have something like this. And today was the day.
You got her. Thanks, guys, so much. Thank you. All right. We're going to have more winners later on. That was the 4th. After the 5th, I will see you back here on the Creek Winner Lounge. Congratulations to Test of Faith and all the connections.
Absolutely. Thank you again, Heather. And for Kentuckiana Farms, surprising, their first win in this particular division, one of the premier breeding facilities in all of North America, and congratulations to them on the big win. Congratulations to trainer Brett Pelling. He sits 7th all-time on the trainer side in Breeders' Crown history. Dave Miller 2nd only behind John Campbell, and adding to those totals as well.